Authorities are investigating a fatal crash in which a fleeing suspect crashed into another driver, killing the innocent person. The crash happened Sunday morning here at the intersection of Brooklyn Boulevard and County Road 81 in Brooklyn Park. Police say the suspect initially fled from Osseo Police farther north on Highway 81. The driver the suspect crashed into was pronounced dead at the scene. A passenger in the vehicle that was struck was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. The suspect ran away from the scene, but police were able to arrest him a short time later thanks to a witness who provided a description. A 22-year-old man from St. Paul is in jail awaiting criminal vehicular homicide charges. Meanwhile, Brooklyn Park police are investigating not one, but two cases of shots fired near the same city park, and they both happened just in the last week. Here's CCX reporter Jason MELILLO with more.
On a beautiful spring day, Brookdale Park is a great place to ride your bike or bring your dog. But recently, this idyllic setting has turned into a crime hotspot in the city of Brooklyn Park. There were two incidents last week of reported shots fired in or around Brookdale Park, one early Saturday, another Thursday night. In both cases, armed suspects fled police and were later arrested. In each case, weapon evidence was recovered.
People just feeling they don't have to obey the laws.
Peter Fangel brings his dog Canyon to Brookdale Park a few times a week.
I haven't really been involved in any of that, seen any of it. It's always been real pleasant when I'm here, and a lot of different people coming and going. They do see police patrols coming through, so they seem to be doing the best they can.
Mark WALDELAND is aware of the recent events at the park.
Well, of course, they're always unsettling when you read about them.
But the 35-year Brooklyn Park resident doesn't think Brookdale Park is unsafe.
The unsettling incidents are the ones that make news oftentimes. You know, they lead the news or they're part of the news. So, but there's a lot of things that are going on in Brooklyn Park that are really, I think, salutary and good for the citizens.
Both of the recent incidents at Brookdale Park remain under investigation. Jason MELILLO, CCX News.
There's 1 week left of the legislative session, and Republican and DFL leaders on Monday announced they've cut a deal. The deal was brokered using the state's projected $9 billion surplus. It calls for $4 billion in tax cuts over the next 3 years. Another $1 billion is earmarked for education, as well as $1 billion for health care and human services, and nearly $500 million for public safety. Lawmakers must now work out how those dollars will be spent precisely. Republican Senator Warren Limmer of Maple Grove said nothing has been decided on how money will get spent on public safety. DFL Representative Ryan Winkler of Golden Valley says the budget agreement will help Minnesotans recover from two of the toughest years in our state's history. Meanwhile, it was endorsement weekend for the Republican and DFL parties. Ryan Winkler was seeking the DFL party endorsement in his bid for Hennepin County attorney. Instead, former Hennepin County Chief Public Defender Mary MORIARTY won the party nod. However, Winkler says he plans to stay in the race and be on the ballot for the August primary. On the Republican side, former State Senator Scott Jensen won the party's endorsement for governor. If elected, Jensen said he would commute the sentence of former Brooklyn Center officer Kim Potter for her fatal shooting of Dante Wright. The Osseo-Maple Grove American Legion will be holding a flag ceremony to honor the 99 Minnesota veterans lost in the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. The flag ceremony takes place on May 29th, one day before Memorial Day. The commander will call off the names of each veteran who passed as a flag is placed into the ground along County Road 81. Iraq War veteran James HULTGREN says this ceremony is a way to honor those who paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Every generation has their thing that they've done, and for Iraq, Afghanistan, we don't have that yet. And so I thought this is a great way that we can pay tribute to those guys and gals that were out in the theater of operation with us that didn't come back.
The flags will stay up for 24 hours and will then be taken down on Memorial Day evening. The ceremony starts at 5 p.m. If your image of high school students is that of students dragging their feet and not wanting to learn, think again. An ambitious group of students at Wayzata High School are connecting and learning together in their spare time.
Production costs, definitely.
Today we're going to be teaching students about entrepreneurship.
These Wayzata students signed up to learn from their peers.
They'll learn about how to create their very own business start to finish. They'll learn how to scale their business up once they create their own business idea. And then they'll learn how to market their business, such as creating flyers, getting people to work for them, and all sorts of things.
This workshop is part of Sparkway Learning, a program organized by Wayzata student PRAVEEN.
Sparkway Learning started because I was super interested in teaching, tutoring. Like, we have the academic mentor program here at Wayzata, and I was part of that. I was a top tutor there. And so I decided I kind of wanted to take it a step further.
The subject matter varies. Today's class is about business, but they've also offered web development and public speaking.
These guys could be an indicator.
It's open to anyone. Typically, we have middle schoolers to high schoolers. You're anywhere across the state, you're welcome to join.
It's a way for student volunteers to connect with other students, sharing what they know and helping one another grow.
It does make a lot of sense because these students are exactly where I was 3 years ago. Maybe they enjoy working with their hands, maybe they enjoy, like the algorithmic thinking that goes into programming. Maybe they really enjoy delivering speeches. They just need some direction, something to do, some sort of guide on how they can move forward.
I feel like when you're getting taught by someone who's more in your age range, they're more familiar with words you're accustomed to, and it's easier to teach someone around your age range because you're familiar to their experiences and you know what works for you best, and you're able to apply that knowledge back when you're teaching them.
And you can learn more about which workshops are coming up for Sparkway Learning on their website. You can find a link to that on our website, ccxmedia.org.
The Maple Grove girls lacrosse team graduated a lot of talent from last year's team, but the Crimson are building momentum after losses to Andover and Armstrong. Jason MELILLO has highlights from Maple Grove's game against Blake.
Blake hosting Maple Grove on a sunny Friday evening. Late first half, Grove's Audrey Mlakode quick shot and goal puts the Crimson up 5-2. Aaron Lee answers for the Bears, slicing through the defense and scoring. Second half, Caitlin Coughlin snaps a hard shot for another MG marker. Grace Erickson makes a run to the goal, switches hands and scores for an 8-3 Grove lead. Nice pass by Madison Sukup to Sosie Van Wyck, and the freshman finishes. Maple Grove goes on to win 10-6. Jason MELILLO, CCX Sports.
After losing 3 straight games at the end of April and the start of May, the Hopkins softball team is on a good roll. They had a high-scoring affair against one of their biggest rivals. Here's Jay Wilcox.
Hopkins hosting rival Minnetonka in their second meeting of the season in Lake Conference softball. Hopkins strikes early. Lauren Granger drives it off the fence in center in the bottom of the first. The ball slips out on the throw and it rolls away. Signe Doe scores and Granger reaches third. The Royals add one more to lead 2-0. They get 2 more in the second. Delaney Lindstrom's liner is right at the left fielder, but it's deep enough to score Anissa Dysart for a 4-0 Royals lead on the sac fly for Lindstrom. In the third, Minnetonka loads the bases on walks, and then Ava Click drills a hit to the gap in right center. Zaria Anderson and Ellie Collins score on a double for Click. They get one more to pull within 4-3. Hopkins keeps hitting, though. Ruth Freiberg's liner has passed the diving try and left, and it gets all the way to the fence. Addie Crowell scores on a triple for Freiberg. Hopkins leads 6-3 after 3 innings. In the fifth, Crowell leads off with a drive that hits the top of the fence and goes over for a solo home run and a 7-4 Royals lead. Later in the inning, Granger takes her turn, launching a 3-run blast to left center to make it 10-4. The Skippers pull closer later, but Hopkins hangs on to win 10-7. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Last week, storms interrupted some high school sporting events. That included a True Team track and field section meet hosted by Wayzata. The Section 7-3A True Team meet had to be finished up later after storms Wednesday brought the meet to a halt. The Wayzata boys topped 1,000 points to win, with Minnetonka second and Eden Prairie third. Hopkins placed fourth, with Armstrong eighth and Cooper ninth. The girls' team results were similar at the top, with Wayzata placing first with 1,022 points to beat out Minnetonka and Eden Prairie. Hopkins placed fourth, with Armstrong seventh and Cooper ninth. The True Team State meet is Friday at Stillwater. The next few weeks are very busy ones in the world of high school sports. The first of the spring state tournaments took place Friday. Here's Jay Wilcox with some notes on the adapted bowling tournament.
BOWLERO in Brooklyn Park, the site for the state adapted bowling tournament. Among local players faring well, all from Anoka Hennepin. Patrick Casterlin won the PI Division Singles title. Isaac Moebi won the ASD Division Singles. Matthew Olson and Benjamin Burrell won the ASD Doubles title. And Anoka Hennepin took the top 2 spots in the CI Division Doubles, with Ann Furlish-Constantino and Dylan Kitzmiller winning it. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Thanks, Jay. That's all for sports. I'm John Jacobson.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.